Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to read out of the one-year Bible once again. This would be what, if you went in the proper order, would be January 4th. Again, I am doing this on a weekly basis, and I did miss 1 week, and I apologize for that. However, work has been very, very busy, and I've had to work my days off. So that's kind of how that went, and that is because of the Christmas season that is going on now. So we're going to start off Genesis 8, 1 through 10:32. But God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and the livestock that were with him in the ark, and sent a wind over the earth, and the waters receded. Now the springs of the deep and the floodgates of the heaven had been closed, and the rain had stopped falling from the sky. The water receded steadily from the earth. At the end of the 150 days, the water had gone down. And on the 17th day of the 7th month, the ark came to a rest on the mountains of Ararat. The waters continued to recede until the 10th month. The tops of the mountains became visible. After 40 days, Noah opened up a window, and he had made in the ark, and sent out a raven, and it kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up from the earth. Then he sent out a dove to see if the water had receded from the surface of the ground, but the dove could find nowhere to perch, because there was water over all the surface of the earth. So it returned to Noah in the ark. He reached out his hand and took the dove and brought him back to himself in the ark. He waited 7 more days and again sent out the dove from the ark. When the dove returned to him in the evening, there in its beak was a freshly plucked olive leaf. Then Noah knew that the water had receded from the earth. He waited 7 more days and sent the dove out again, but this time it did not return to him. By the first day of the first month of Noah's 601st year, the water had dried up from the earth. Noah then removed the covering from the ark, and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. By the 27th day of the 2nd month, the earth was completely dry. Then God said to Noah, "Come out of the ark, you and your wife, and your sons and their wives. Bring out every kind of living creature that is with you, the birds, the animals, and all the creatures that move along the ground, so they can multiply on the earth and be fruitful and increase in number on it." So Noah came out together with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives. All the animals, all the creatures that move along the earth, and all the birds, and everything that moves on the land came out of the ark, one kind after another. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taking some of the clean animals and clean birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings on it. The Lord smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, "Never again will I curse the ground because of humans, even though every inclination of a human heart is evil from childhood, and never again will I destroy all living creatures as I have done. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease." Then God blessed Noah and his sons, saying to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number and fill the earth. The fear and dread of you will fall on all of the beasts of the earth and all the birds in the sky, on every creature that moves along the ground, and on all the fish in the sea. They are given into your hands. Everything that lives and moves about you will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. But you must not eat meat that has its lifeblood still in it. And for your lifeblood, I will surely demand an accounting. I will demand an accounting from every animal, and from each human being too. I will demand an accounting for the life of another human being. Whoever sheds human blood, by humans shall their blood be shed. For the image of God has God made mankind. As for you, be fruitful and increase in number. Multiply on the earth and increase upon it. Then God said to Noah and his sons with him, I will now establish my covenant with you and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that was with you, the birds, the livestock, and all the wild animals, all those that came out of the ark with you, every living creature on earth. I will establish my covenant with you. Never again will all life be destroyed by the waters of the flood. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said this is a sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you, a covenant for all generations to come. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whoever I bring clouds over the earth and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between me and you and all living creatures of every kind. Never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all life. Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember that everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on the earth. So God said to Noah, this is a sign of the covenant, and I have established between you and me, that I have established between me and all the life on the earth. The sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These were the three sons of Noah, and from them came the people who were scattered over the whole earth. Noah, a man of the soil, proceeded to plant a vineyard. When he drank some of his wine, he became drunk, and he lay uncovered inside the tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father naked and told his two brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across their shoulders. Then they walked in backward and covered their father's naked body. Their faces were turned the other way so that they would not see their father naked. When Noah awoke from his wine and found out that what his youngest son had done to him, he said, Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves will he be to his brothers. He also said, Praise to the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem. May God extend Japheth's territory. May Japheth live in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be the slave of Japheth. After the flood, Noah lived 350 years. Noah lived a total of 950 years, and then he died. This is the account of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, Noah's son, who themselves had sons after the flood. The sons of Japheth: Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tyrus. The sons of Gomer: Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. The sons of Javan: Elisha, Tarshish, the Kittites, and the Rodanites. From these, the maritime people spread out into their territory by their clans within their nation, each with its own language. Now remember, this is hard to pronounce these names, and I probably am not getting them right. The sons of Ham: Cush, Egypt, Put, and Canaan. The sons of Cush: Sebul, Havilah, Sabta, Rama, and Sabteca. The sons of Rama: Sheba and Dedan. Cush was the father of Nimron, who became a mighty warrior on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord, and that is why it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. The first The first centures of his kingdom were Babylon, Uruk, Akkad, and Calnea in Shinar. From that land he went to Assyria, where he built Nivea, Rehoboth, Cala, and Rezin, which is between Nineveh and Cala, which is the great city. Egypt was the father of the Luditudes, Amorites, Lahabites, Nabtulas, Paratrusers, Cassilhites, from whom the Philistines came, and Captorites. Canaan was the father of Sidon, his firstborn, and of the Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites, Girgashites, Hivites, Archites, Sinites, Avardites, Zeramites, and Hamathites. Now, I'm glad that you guys are able to follow along, because these names are, like I said, are very difficult, and I know I'm not doing them justice. So at least you can follow along and see what I'm trying to pronounce. Later, the Canaan clans scattered, and the borders of Canaan reached from Sidon toward Gerar as far as Gaza, and then toward Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim, as far as Elisha. These are the sons of Ham by their clans and languages in their territories and nations. Sons were born to Shem, whose older brother was Japheth. Shem was the ancestor of the sons of Eber. The sons of Shem, Elam, Asher, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram. The sons of Aram, Uz, Hul, Gether, and Meshech. Arphad was the father of Shelah, and Shelah the father of Eber. Two sons were born to Eber. One was named Peleg, because his time the earth was divided. Okay. One was named Peleg because in his time the earth was divided. His brother was named Joktan. Joktan was the father of Alamadad, Shelef, Herazarmath, Zerah, Hadrian, Uzer, Dekla, Oba, Amal, Melia, Sheba, Orpher, Havilah, and Jobad. All these were sons of Joktan. The region where they lived stretched from Mesha towards Sephir in the eastern hill country. These are the sons of Shem by their clans and languages in their territories and nations. These are the clans of Noah's sons according to their lines of descendants within their floods. From these the nations spread out over the earth after the flood. Okay, so now we're going to read Matthew 4:12 through 25. When Jesus heard that John had been put in prison, he withdrew to Galilee, leaving Nazareth. He went and lived in Capernaum, where he was by the lake, in the area of Zebulun and Naphtali, to fulfill what was said through the prophet Isaiah, land of Zebulun and land of Naphtali, the way of the sea beyond the Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. The people living in the darkness have seen great light, and on those living in the land of the shadow of death a light was dawned. From that time on, Jesus began to preach, "Repent, the kingdom of heaven has come near." As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon called Peter and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. "Come follow me," Jesus said, "and I will send you out to fish for people." At once they left their nets and followed him. Going on from there, he saw two other brothers named son of Zebedee and his father John. They were in a boat with their father Zebedee, preparing their nets. Jesus called them, and immediately they left the boat and their father and followed him. Jesus went throughout Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, and healing every disease and sickness among the people. News about him spread all over Syria, and people brought to him all who were ill with various diseases, those suffering severe pain and the demon-possessed, those having seizures and the paralyzed, and he healed them. Large crowds from Galilee, the Decapolis, Jerusalem, Judea, and the region across the Jordan followed him. Okay, so now we're going to read Psalms 4, 1 through 8. Now it just says this above it. It says, "For the director of music, when stringed instruments, a psalm of David. Answer me when I call to you, my righteous God. Give my relief from my distress. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. How long will you, my people, turn my glory into shame? How long will you love delusions and seek false gods? Know that God has set apart his faithful servant for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Tremble and do not sin when you are on your bed. Search your hearts and be silent. Offer the sacrifices of the righteous and trust in the Lord. Many, Lord, are asking, who will bring us prosperity? Let the light of your face shine on us. Fill my heart with joy, with your grain and new wine around. In peace I will lie down and sleep for you alone. Lord, make me dwell in safety. And now we're going to read Proverbs 1, 20 through 23. Out in the open, wisdom calls aloud. She raises her voice in the public square. On top of the wall, she cries out at the city gate. She makes her speech. How long will you who are simple love your simple ways? How long will mockers delight in mockery and fools hate knowledge? Repent at my rebuke. Then I will pour out my thoughts to you. I will make known to you my teachings. So that's going to wrap it up for today. Now, we're going to continue this every week. So at least that's my plan. Every week, every Thursday around 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, these should come out. And I hope you did enjoy it. Like I said, these are very difficult names to pronounce. I have tried to read the Bible in the past and then gave up. And I think a lot of it is because getting through all these names gets a little difficult. And I know I'm not doing a good job with it, but that's where you come in and you can follow along in your Bible and you can read for yourselves and see what at least I'm attempting to pronounce. And some of them may be right and probably most of them are wrong. But I'm doing the best I can, and we'll continue reading this, and I look forward to seeing you next week. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. Aside from these videos, I have tons of other videos, hundreds of other videos. I would encourage you to check them out. You might find something that you like. And again, like I said, please consider subscribing. Make sure you do hit the notification bell, and I look forward to seeing you all next Thursday. Have a nice day.